Warm welcome back. Thank you for staying with us here on Newslink on ENCA on this Women's Day. It's the 9th of August. It's 9:30. We continue with our bulletin this morning. By uplifting others, we uplift ourselves. In fact, that's the vision of Bizmod Women Empowerment Trust. In 2016, the 3 female partners of Bizmod Consulting registered the trust. It aims to equip young women with skills and a sense of self-worth in the workplace and at home. This Women's Month, they're taking that message to the Letseho Girls Secondary School in Soweto. We speak now to dedicated tech enthusiast Jessica Tandy about Bizmod's efforts. A very good morning, Jessica. Let's talk about that. What sort of empowerment roles are you expecting these young women to come out the other end of this campaign with?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. This is quite an exciting engagement with Letsebuko Girls, because not only is it just us as the Women's Trust wanting to introduce robotics within that environment, but they are the first school in the Gauteng district that the Department of Education has selected them to be a school of specialization, meaning that it's that impact to school of specialization in ICT, communication and media. So that's the great partnership there, to say that not only it's not just about funding and sponsoring, but it's about impacting girls in an environment where it's sustainable and they get to be involved in the tech environment.
And Jessica, these, I imagine, would be young women whom you are grooming to one day lead the charge within this space, because it is still globally very male-dominated.
Yes, it is. So just a bit of the background, Letsebuko Girls, it's a secondary school, so from I think grade 8 right through to matric. And with what we are doing is they are looking at introducing robotics from the grade 8 students, meaning that right through the schooling years, with the interventions that we've done, and with them, they will start applying basically ICT and robotics and also coding skills in that school.
And I imagine with those skills, they would be able to have, call it operatives within their own communities, and be able to employ 5 other young girls within their area where they live, thus halving the employment numbers which we are seeing are so high in this country, and of course empower other young women, and so the trend would continue, yes?
Yeah, I mean, that's the main intention. The main intention is that there's a very big gender parity in the ICT space that needs to be closed. And that for us, from a women consulting firm, we are very set to say, let's at least empower at least 500 women to be in the space. Not only are we just doing the introduction, but how can we coach, how can we mentor to close that gap? And as you know, once you empower a woman, there is a knock-on effect on the society at large.
And what would be the initiatives, Jessica, beyond that, to retain these skills in the country? We do know that there is a scarcity of these IoT skills globally, and most people who are South African and have acquired these skills are usually headhunted and they're poached. How would we retain them?
No, I mean, you're highlighting something very complex that is within our environment. We can impact where we can, but it does also talk to the environment at which our country starts socializing itself in really retaining skills, not just ICT, but just recognizing skills in general and retaining that. So it becomes a bigger policy engagement that one needs to obviously participate in. But in our impact where we can, it's to say, how can we introduce, how can we start the young girl's mind into the space and knowing what ICT and what robotics is about. But it is a very complex thing that you're highlighting.
And obviously, it's a great start where you are right now, Jessica, at the school in Meadowlands. I imagine you'd like to roll it out elsewhere. Where are you taking it to next? Are other provinces on your radar?
Well, what's important is also to partner with the right schools as well. We were fortunate that not only were we just starting off with the computer lab, but we were fortunate to have a school that was selected as a specialization school. And so for us is to make it work there, to embed it there, and then obviously take it, because there's a lot of the operating model and a lot of things that we are understanding that whoever that we can partner with to take it forward, we then have to take it forward.
And just before I let you go, there's obviously a lot, there's rapid changes in innovations as you and I speak right now. Things change almost every 24 hours. There's a new layer of technology that we are being introduced to. I imagine you are at the forefront of that. What's coming up next? What will you be teaching these young girls?
Well, you know, I'm personally interested in creating critical thinkers, because when you're more of a critical thinker, you become the innovator and the disruptor. I think that's what we lack most. It's very easy to learn technical skills. Like you say, they change all the time, but we should start really innovating by bringing in more critical thinking, in being the ones that disrupt, in being the ones that solve our own problems, particularly in our own continent. So that's how I would like to see it, to say skills, technical skills are easy that we can acquire. We know where AI is taking us. It's been there, it's coming. But then again, how can we apply it and disrupt and also solve our own African problems?